All right, welcome back, everybody. Dave's Sports Betting Corner at Dave's R&R. We are back with another week of NFL Survivor. We're in week 8 now, 7 weeks in. Everybody here is still in. Some of us would be out of it with single elimination. We'll start with our reoccurring guest, Frank. Welcome back. And what happened this past week, dude?
Well, it just turns out that the Buffalo Bills window for being good at football is gone. The window's shut. Um, I was texting Dave during the game. Bills were down big until late. They came back and scored with about 2 minutes left to take the lead. I was like, Dave, we're good. Like, there's no way Mac Jones goes down the field. And he did. So the Bills' defense is trash. The Bills' offense is trash. And I got my first L.
And that's why in Survivor, you never know. You think you could have the lock of the week, but sometimes it doesn't result in it. Frank's still alive, though. It's double elimination. This week, we have a third picker on the show here. Please welcome in Mr. Ryan from good old Stevenson, one of Frank's buddies turned one of my friends, who's actually the commissioner of the Survivor League we're on. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Das.
I'd be doing better if the Rams knew how to close out a game.
Yeah, Ryan hit the not a lucky spot like Frank did as well. He's one loss into it. Ryan, give the people, since you're the new one to the show, what have your picks been so far for Survivor?
Went cute week 1, went Washington. They pulled off the win. Dallas week 2, Kansas City 3, Philadelphia Eagles week 4, went Miami, Buffalo, and then this week I took my dirty first L with the Rams, trying to beat the Steelers, flying all the way across the country, had a touchdown lead with the ball, trying to score, get a 2-touchdown lead. Next thing you know, they're down by 2 touchdowns.
And that's the way it goes sometimes too. But Ryan put the rule in place. Everyone has 2 strikes. So the big question, we'll start with you, Ryan. Who's going to be the first one out, you or Franco?
Definitely Franco. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know who he's picking. He hates getting cute. He thinks he always has the good picks, but he's always wrong.
I will say, Ryan, last week your cute your pick was not cute. It was cute. It was not hot. I'll say that.
Cute but not hot. Well, boys, we have week 8 ahead of us. I think the league started with 90-some people. I think the last thing, Ryan, you sent out, we're down to 40 or 50 or so, with 30-some having 1 strike, 10 people having no strikes. So we definitely have some legs left in this league. We're not a league that's down to the wire yet. We still have a good bit to go. So we'll start with our new guest here, Ryan. What team are you looking at this week? I know it's early in the week and we don't have to lock it in yet, but if you did have to lock in today, who are you locking in?
If I had to lock in today, I'd go Baltimore. They're coming off of probably their biggest win of the season against a team that's supposed to be a Super Bowl type contender in the Detroit Lions, and they're playing at home. They really smoked them. The only thing is, I typically have a rule that I don't pick teams who are away. Baltimore is going to the desert, going to Arizona, but I still feel pretty strongly about them, and I think I might probably go with Baltimore.
And I'm actually in the same boat with you with my pick. I'm thinking Ravens this week right now. A couple picks have bigger spreads, and those picks, just it's so questionable with who's playing right now with the backup quarterbacks and stuff. So I like the Ravens this week. We're coming off a big win here. And if you look, I know we were talking before getting on about schedule hopping. You do have to look at the future schedules. And with the Ravens, I don't really see a game I'd use them in the future. I mean, if you're staying away from divisional games, which I think you should in the AFC North, really the only other time I'd consider using them and feel confident is against the Rams. And that's, I think, 5 weeks down the line. I'm not even too confident in that one yet. So I think this is the perfect week to use them. Frank, I know you have used the Ravens already, but if you had them on the board, would they be your number 1 pick this week, or would you be looking elsewhere?
They would definitely be my number one. As you mentioned, the other spreads, you have the Pats in Miami. That's a 9.5 spread in the Dolphins' favor. Divisional, so you just don't know. Same with the Chiefs and Broncos. It's a 7-point spread. I know it's Russell Wilson and versus Patrick Mahomes, but it's still a divisional game. You just never know.
Absolutely. And Frank, since you don't have the Ravens on the board, if you have to lock in today, who are you picking?
Oh, this one's tough. Um, it it's hard to pick a team who scored 6 points last week. But I am going to go with the Detroit Lions. It's hard to even say the Detroit Lions as a survivor pick, but they look good up until last week. It could be a case of the Ravens were just outplaying them rather than them just playing like hell. But if Brian Hoyer is the starter for Las Vegas, I feel confident there. Jimmy G comes back from injury, um, then I don't feel as confident. But that's who we're going to lock in here on a Wednesday.
Right. And say if we find out Jimmy G's coming back before, I think it's Saturday, we have to be locked in. Are you going to be changing that pick, or how do you feel if?
I'm gonna see. I'm also going to be monitoring Justin Fields for the Bears. Um, and in that case, I could be looking at the Chargers versus the Bears. But I feel more confident in the Lions than I do the Chargers. So I think I'm going to roll with the Lions either way.
Absolutely. And before we get to closing out here, Ryan, are there any picks, if you just look at the board, are there any sleeper picks you think, or you think there's going to be a sneaky pick in there that we'll see like 5, 10 people choose? You kind of get to see, people's trends of what they pick if they go cute or not more than we do. So do you think there's anything we're not looking at here that you might see a handful of people pick this week?
Yeah, the tough thing about when I'm looking at these picks is I never know if someone's going to go cute. One of the things that's always a little tough to decipher is if people are going to pick those Thursday night games. They're always tricky. You don't get the full week, but last week my brother went with the Jacksonville Jaguars and took them down to the wire. Ended up sneaking out that win, but those Thursday night games are always tough to pick. And then the other thing that's tough to see is, maybe somebody still has the Eagles or the Dolphins or Kansas City or something like that, and they'll just throw their name in the ring because, hey, none of the picks look good. I might as well just go pick a top team. So, not sure what this week unfolds. I think Baltimore and Detroit will be probably the top picks. I do think a few people will fall into the Chargers, and then maybe someone will pick against. We'll pick against a bottom feeder just because. So maybe someone's picking against Washington this week.
I was thinking too. I'm looking at too. What do you boys feel about the Texans this week? They're on the road against the 0-6 Panthers, but if you're going to go cute this week, I think the Texans might be a decent cute pick to have.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. Houston's coming off a bye week. Um, CJ Stroud versus Bryce Young, the two rookies. I think it'll be a good matchup, but CJ Stroud has looked much better. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few heads that hop on the Houston train.
Yeah. Texas has been an intriguing team this year. Anytime you get a rookie quarterback, it's kind of fun to watch. Obviously, there's differences. Bryce Young is not getting the support. Adam Thielen has been awesome for him, but they're 0-6, so obviously he's not getting everything he needs. And the Texans, other than their Week 1 loss against the Ravens, they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, ever since then, CJ Stroud's really turned it on a lot. And it's getting to that time in the year, too. I feel like a lot of people use those big name picks early in the year, and we're going to see in the next few weeks a lot of people are going to have to start getting cute. I know Frank, he's probably going to be the big first one to go. He didn't play cute early like some people did. I went Commanders-Giants right away. Ryan's had a couple cute ones in there. He went Commanders first week, which, you're never going to use again this year. So we're going to see how these next few weeks play out. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of NFL Survivor Week 8. We are still here. Hopefully one of us is making it to the end of the year. We've got the commission here now, too, so we have, I think, 3 1/5, 50-something odds chance, whatever the percentage is. Ryan, thanks for coming on today. Do you have anything you need to shout out or anything?
No, Dave, thanks for having me on. Anybody else is looking to join a sweet Survivor League, always feel free to shout me out, and I'll get you on there.
And Ryan always does playoff Survivor every year too, so hopefully that one has less people than the main season one usually. So hopefully we can build that one up, and when the playoffs come, we can talk playoff Survivor. Frank, thanks for coming on as well. Do you have anything you need to shout out today too? I know you usually have a baseball shout out in there.
Kind of baseball related, but Ryan also has a MLB Survivor League. We just did year one last year. Still some tweaks we need to work out, but it was fun. It went about 25 weeks, right?
Yeah, 25 of 27 with yours truly getting the first ever crown.
Yeah, Ryan took it all the way to the finish line.
Ryan, I think you just need to set up a Survivor League for every single professional sport. So work on it for the NBA, NHL, WNBA, college basketball. Let's get it in on everything, every single sport you can think of. Korean soccer, just let's get some Survivor for everything. Guys, thanks for joining the show. Everyone, thanks for listening in. Dave's Sports Betting Corner, Dave's R&R, Survivor Week 8. Follow our picks if you like them, and hopefully one of us can win. And have a great week, everybody.
Thanks, Dave.